Hi there folks, my name is Jack and welcome to the Twilight, the final days of Forza Horizon 4, because Forza Horizon 5 comes out in just a couple of weeks. So I thought, as I have played this game for quite some time and unlocked almost all of the cars, I would list off my favorites, my favorite cars in this game, and the ones that I always turn to when I just want to drive around the map and have some fun. And we begin with this, the Ferrari F12 TDF. Now I like this car for a couple of reasons, chief among which is the fact that it's very quick and the handling is very good. In addition to that, it also grips very well through the corners, which makes it an excellent racing car, and because of its quick acceleration, I mean, you're basically going through warp speed. The problem with this is that it's super intoxicating. When you put your foot down, you just leave it there and you watch the speed build, and you're not paying attention, and then you have an accident like I've just done. Oh, brakes. And oh, we've just crashed into somebody's wheat field. Whoopsie. When you drive it flat out on the highway, it will eventually reach a top speed of 247 miles per hour. That is if you can keep control of it and not have an accident. Like we just did. I think I killed him. This is a 1968 Ford Mustang GT, and it's not very fast and actually doesn't handle that well, but that doesn't matter, because I love the car, I love the way that it looks, and I don't use it to do any stunts or jumps or races or things of that nature. I just take it to cruise around the map in occasionally and enjoy the nice views, like on this coast road for example, and I am loving it. Look at the mountains over there. That's absolutely gorgeous. Now if you wanted to, you could modify this car to make it go much faster, but frankly I don't want to do that. I like the way it is currently, even if it leans into each corner and takes half an hour to speed up or slow down in. So even though it's not likely to win any drag races, it still has so much character from a time in the United States that was quintessential, and that's what I absolutely love about this car, and that's why I like to drive around in it. Now this thing is pretty cool. It's an old Ford Cosworth that's been tuned by Hoonigan and is, in my opinion, the best rally car in the game, as I shall now demonstrate. Overall, the handling on this thing is pretty good, and although it doesn't slide around too much, it does it in a way that is controllable and comfortable for the player. Another great thing is that this car performs well on both gravel and asphalt tracks. However, if you can't be bothered to follow those tracks and want to take shortcuts, you can do that too, as we now just scale this mountain to demonstrate. Look at it go! It's doing this effortlessly. You can have some really good fun in this thing. Alright, you know what? I can't be bothered to race down this mountain track. I'm just gonna take a shortcut. We'll get some air. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, that was a tough landing. The mirrors fell off, but that's pretty much all of the damage that was caused. And as this is a rally car, it also works tremendously well on tarmac. Look at it go. Look at the speed it's getting and the way that it handles these corners. It's actually very impressive for something that works well off-road too. Oh yeah, and for reasons I don't understand, this car is also very good at doing donuts. Fast ones too. Look at this. Look at it go! Moving on now to this, which is a 2013 BMW M6 Forza edition, which looks beautiful, especially in this Miami blue paint scheme that it's got going on. Now this car is not very fast, but it is very good at drifting. Before I demonstrate that though, I would like to point out that you can't actually buy this car, you have to win it in the Forza wheel spin, which is what I did. Ew, okay. Okay, I know that didn't look very impressive, but that's only because I'm not very good at making cars drift. But I promise you, this car is good at drifting. Come on, spin! Oh, no, that's too much. Now, here is a car that really does know how to spin. This is the Mercedes SLS, which is actually just a smoke machine that was developed by AMG. If you really want to lay down some rubber, you've got to hop into this thing and literally give it a whirl. Now, the recipe for doing this is very simple. You just throw it into a corner at low speed, and then on the way out, you slam on the gas and then just let it slide around. And then you create a whole bunch of smoke doing donuts. And even though it's not in any way fast or in any way impressive, it is probably the most fun I've ever had in this game. Is just take a big, powerful, rear-wheel drive car and throw it into some donuts. This is a Chevy Chevelle Super Sport from 1970, which I have modified into a top fuel style dragster. It has a huge air intake on top of the hood there, as well as street slicks to give it extra grip. This car really is only good in a straight line. Doesn't turn that well, and the brakes are kinda crap. Because this is a drag racer, allow me to demonstrate to you what it can do on a drag strip. As you can see, acceleration is pretty quick. I don't know what this thing's top speed is because I haven't tested it out. And then you reach the end relatively quickly. Ooh, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. And if you really want to, you can use it as a hot rod to prowl around the map in. But as I said, the steering and brakes aren't very good, so try not to go crazy, otherwise, like what I just did, you'll spear right off the road. There is, however, an advantage to just straight line speed, and that is, if you get enough of it, you can get some serious air. Look out, sheep! Windmill! Oh, almost clipped it! And that's some big air, and into somebody's poppy field, rolling down the hill in a big wreck. That was a pretty nasty crash. Glad I fitted a roll cage. And this is a Ford Ranger pickup truck. I've actually got one of these in real life, but mine doesn't look anything like this one, because here I have extensively modified this one. It now has a bunch of power, it's lighter, it's got a roll cage, and it's got big chunky off-road tires, and this vehicle is by far my best off-road car. It's crazy. This thing is actually faster off-road than it is on-road. To demonstrate this, I'm just going to smash through somebody's stone wall, and we're going to race across the countryside toward that hill with the badly drawn horse on it, which is some English monument that I don't understand because I'm American. And get some air. That's a tree! Oh! 'Tis but a scratch. We're fine. We're just going to march through somebody's wheat field here and into that forest. As you can see, we're getting some crazy speed. 153 miles an hour off-road, which is wild. I mean, I don't know of anything else that gets that kind of speed. Oh, trees, big forest, lot of trees, we're in trouble. Yep, there we go. We just hit more of them. This thing is an absolute beast. Unless you roll it over, it is virtually unstoppable. And even this truck, which was a stock Ranger that I modified, is faster off-road than some of the professional rally cars, which are designed to be fast off-road. It's also super good at climbing stuff, and because I made it accelerate relatively quickly, it can get air too. Look at this thing go! It's like a gazelle, except it's a pickup truck. Moving on now to this, the Ferrari 488 GTB, which in this game is as close as you can get to the perfect car. It's got the best blend of speed, handling, grip, and brakes, and all that good stuff to make it absolutely superb, especially on these mountain twisty roads that have dips and turns and stuff. It is a whole lot of fun, and it sounds great too. If for whatever reason you could only have one car in this game, I would highly suggest that you pick this one. Even though it's not as crazy to look at as a Lamborghini or as fast as the Bugatti Chiron, it is such a great car. It truly is. And that is going to conclude this short little video of my favorite cars in Forza Horizon 4, but I will be back in a few days to play the brand new Forza Horizon 5. See you then.